Today I want to talk about checklists. They're good for several reasons. One reason is that you have a breakdown of things you should cover and the order they need to be done during emergencies. And I've started working on a couple lists on the website sfmpro.com, which will be in the description below. And there's going to be a new one, hopefully every couple months. They are going to be different types of lists. The one that's up there right now, I've worked on one. It's for a single female for 6 months. And it's a PDF. It goes over possible threats, everyday carry, a get home bag, your car, what you should have in your car, shelter in place, and a vehicle evacuation plan. I have another one. This one that's up right now also is a general family emergency preparedness list. And this is something I used for a Sunday school class that I taught a few weeks ago. And it has a summary of what is emergency preparedness, why I have a list. It has some Bible verses if you are wanting to do something for your Sunday school class, or you have a more biblically minded view on preparedness. There are 3 Bible verses there. I have a list of possible threats, starting with the most common and going down to the most unlikely but extremely severe if they were to happen. And then basic family preparedness. What is that? I mean, what do you need to have? What are the basics? And then it goes into takeaway questions for you and your family to sit down. And the first question is, how do I talk to my family if cell phones and internet go down? That's a very common question. What happens if your cell phone doesn't work and the internet doesn't work? How are you going to talk to your family and your friends? The next one is where to start. And that goes over just some basic, I believe there's 11 things there. And what are the first steps you should do? The next ones I'm going to work on are a template for a contact card that should be laminated. And it'll be a PDF template just like these. And it'll have, you know, your address, your phone numbers, and any code words you use. And the reason that, and I go over that again here in this general family list, is in the heat of the moment, if things are going crazy, and it's not a natural disaster, it's a man-made sudden event, like say 9/11, or there's heavy protesting going on, and there's a lot of tension in the house, and you need to be able to have a code word for get home and get the kids. And that way, if you're having a discussion and it's just getting, everyone's getting a little frustrated, and why keeps coming up a lot, and you just say the word like turtle. And everyone knows that turtle means, if you are using it in that circumstance, then that means everyone be quiet and go get the kids, whoever that person is more likely to be in the conversation, and go home. And then I will also go home and meet you at home. And then you also need a word for evacuating. If there's something going on, and the wildfires in California are a good example, having another word instead of just getting home but needing to evacuate is also good too. Instead of asking a bunch of questions of, what's happening, where should I go, all those kinds of questions, you just say a word like, orange balloon, and whatever that might be for you, and you say orange balloon, and then that means that no matter what's going on, you need to get your go bag, you need to get dressed, you need to get your important items that you've pre-selected from your lists, and you need to just get in your car and go. And if you can't get in your car and go, then you need to start walking. No questions asked, nothing. And then you have a designated spot when that word is used that you're going to meet. You're going to meet 2 cities over at a Holiday Inn, or you're going to meet, 3 miles down the street at your Aunt Catherine's or something. And that way you mitigate all this stuff when seconds are counting, because if you've watched these videos of the fires in Malibu and other places and in Paradise, California, there were people that had minutes. If you plan ahead and just say, you call them on the phone and say orange balloon, and it's just understood that that is only used in serious emergencies and that you need to just leave, no matter what it is. No questions asked, none anything, you just go. And then you can deal with, if there was a mistake and you actually didn't need to do it, then that's fine. You can have that conversation later. But right now you need to know that you need to get out and go. The emergency contact card will have a space to put those on, whatever you think those words should be. It'll have addresses, it'll have phone numbers in case your phone is trashed, destroyed, stolen. You can still have important phone numbers. It'll have names, addresses, and phone numbers of the people that you trust to go to in an emergency. And it'll also have, in that should be your locations. You need to have an evacuation location that is semi-close. Say your house catches fire, but it's just your house. Where are you going to go? Is there a hotel? Is there a family member within like a short little drive? Then you need a more medium to long range location, somewhere like something's happening in your city, protests or wildfires, whatever it might be, and you need to get like an hour away. Where is that going to be? What's the address? What's the phone number? Same thing, you need to have something that's probably about a state away. And that way, if there's a larger event, like say there's another 9/11 or there's people, there's a lot of protesting, but it's on a large scale, like there were a few years ago, then everyone knows this is where we're going to go. We've already kind of scoped it out. We know this area really well. And then you need to have a regional evacuation. You need to have somewhere that is states away, like 3 or 4 states from where you are. That way, if there's a Katrina size event, or if you live in California and the big quake hits, it's where everyone knows to go. So that way people are traveling, if people are in different areas, and say someone's in San Francisco, someone's in San Diego, and it's far enough where you can't just go, everyone knows, okay, we're going to go to Missouri, to this specific spot in Missouri. And that way, even if the cell phones and stuff are down, everyone knows everyone's going to that spot. And then this little card is in all of your important stuff, and it's laminated again, in your wallet, in your purse. And this card is eyes only. This is only for your family or the people you trust. Because this is going to have your code words, this is going to have where you're going, this is going to have those places you're going are places you spent time either having supplies set up or areas you vetted for crime and places to eat and sleep that's safe. And you don't want that just falling into the wrong hands, because if things are really going bad, you don't want someone seeing that card and saying, oh, well, this someone obviously is prepared. Let me just go over there and just take their stuff. So remember this card, and you need to explain that to your kids when you get ready to give them one, if they're old enough, that this is for your family only, your family or the people on this card, because that's who you trust with your life, and it's a really serious thing.